Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors Dale or Chris at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
Today, it's going to be mostly sunny skies with some early patchy fog. Scattered showers and a few storms could pop up here and there. With a high near 79 and calm winds, chance of rain today is 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a few late-night showers or a rumble of thunder possible after 10 p.m. Low around 60 degrees, chance of rain tonight is 30%. Fun fact, did you know lightning can be hotter than the sun? A boat can reach 30,000 Kelvin, while the sun's surface is only around 5,500 Kelvin. Keep shining. This is Tisha with your weather.
It's time for Simmons Says, the show that brings Warren County the latest news and stories from around the community. Hosted by Jeff Simmons, this program dives into everything from local events to major headlines. Stay tuned and stay informed.
Hello, and welcome to the Simmons Says radio show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I'm going to show how well I can multitask by getting everything together on my computer and on my phone before we get this going. Hey, if you're out there joining us on WBMC 97.7 FM, thank you so much. I hope everything's going well on your Wednesday, hump day. And then if you're on the WBMC app, hey, really appreciate you carrying us around everywhere you go, and hopefully can get that anywhere you go. And if you're on Facebook Live, always just hit us up in the chat section and let us know what you're thinking, how you're feeling. And again, we can always tell everybody, if you want to talk to us on the show, 473-9383. We're going to get back. I don't think we did this last week, and people were talking, said that I just have lost the ability to gripe about things, Connor. They were like, hey, you moved it, your schedule got off.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
I think you could gripe all day long.
I agree. And so I had to get back to Wednesday, and when we're on Wednesday, it means we're doing our Wednesday's random gripe. And I think I got one that's going to hurt some feelings today. It's going to hurt all the feelings of the people that just love their pets so much. I have a cat. I understand. I'm attached to it, but I started thinking, and I've thought this for a long, long time. When did we just come to the conclusion and get comfortable with the fact that there's going to be not a person? That is one thing. I'm not one of the people that are like, oh, this is my child. My cat is not my child. My cat is the cat that lives in my house.
That is one of the things I cannot stand.
Yeah, but there's an entity that lives in my house that I pay to feed. I have to clean up after. Hey, it don't pay rent, but it lives in the whole house is pretty much my cat's when I'm not there, and there's a little bit of a like expectation level of if I'm not doing something right, my cat will come and let me know about it. Cause like if I got the hat on this morning, so you can't see it as well, but if that camera zoomed in a little bit, you'd see the bags under the eye. You know why, Connor? Because at about 5:30 this morning, my cat decided that I hadn't fed it enough, and was in my ear, on my bed, in my ear, hitting me, trying to wake me up so I would feed my cat. And then I walked into there, and what happened? I have two food bowls and 2 water bowls. One of the food bowls was empty. The other one was completely full.
And see, I don't know if I could say that word on radio, but cats are interesting animals in the fact that they hate everything and want to destroy any free time you have.
Yeah. And then if I'm laying around, or if the cats finally fell asleep where I'm at, and I try to I got to move. Oh no. Please do not let me inconvenience your nap while I'm trying to sleep to get ready for the work to have a job to pay for this house that you live in.
Yeah.
For free. When did we decide that this was okay? When was it? I mean, this is kind of like that family member that's just not got it all going.
Yep.
And then moves into your house. And then after about a week, you're like, hey, you going to do anything? Like,
Yeah.
hey, you at least pick up after yourself a little bit. Maybe hit some dishes. The cat ain't doing dishes.
No.
The cat's not cleaning the litter box. I'm cleaning the litter box. What's going on here? When did we decide this? When did we decide that this was just like a perfectly acceptable?
I think you left a R out of your word there,
What's
Kevin
that?
Hobbs.
Oh, was that? Yeah.
You put picky.
Or yeah, I think maybe the cousin Eddie of cats. Yes, but I think that's all cats. I don't know. Maybe y'all's cat. I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, what job could I get for my cat? Could I like make it like a cat model or something? I mean, you got these people that create Facebook pages and maybe they get so popular that
I would never phrase it as cat model
yeah,
because that has some weird connotations to it.
fair.
Because then you'd be the cat model's manager, and you know what manager models are like.
Kevin, yeah. Kevin Hobbs says most animals are bums. Trevor Evans has take her to the pound. Trev despises my cat. Which, for people that don't know, the cat that I have is named Cat Mahomes.
Is he? Does he already not like it because of the name? Or
I don't know. No, Trev. I think Trev just. I think Trev's allergic to cats.
But he looks like
and
he'd be allergic
also,
to cats.
anytime that he would and it would immediately come find him when he came over to the house to do the podcast back in the day.
Yeah.
It would be like scratching at his boots or something. He did not like that. Trev does not like that cat.
Where's Sullen's on the?
Sullen's not a
train?
fan. Sullen's not a fan. Not a fan at all. Would always hope that the cat would just end up staying out of the room. Traditionally, Cat Mahomes would stay out of the room if we were doing the podcast because she don't like guests. Yes, it's a she.
Which works for Pat Mahomes.
Cat Trisha. It's short for Cat Trisha Mahomes.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that. See, I had to explain it to you on that one. Yeah. No, what happened was I moved it. This is how I didn't want a cat. Just being honest.
You do look like a cat man.
I didn't want a cat. I moved into the house. I bought the house from my sister and my brother-in-law. They had been renting it to people. The people that rented it, it was their cat, and they just left it. Just straight up left the cat. So I mean, that should have been maybe strike number one against the cat, that they were like, we don't want it.
Did they tell it they were going out for milk and cigarettes and just never came back?
You think? Maybe they did. Yeah. And then,
It's just waiting for its milk and cigarettes, and that's why it's so angry. It's like,
Yeah.
It's been 3 years, dog.
yeah. So I show up, and then, of course, I have to be the hero because I just can't let the cat die. So I fed it, and then now it's my cat. And now 5 years later, and I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. I didn't know. I had no clue. I just called it Cat. And people were like, well, you can't just call it Cat. And I was like, okay. Well, I was in a chat where we were right around football season. Because when I bought the house, it was August. We were getting ready for fantasy football, and I put Cat Mahomes in a text instead of Pat. I was like, oh, that's a great name. So it became Cat Mahomes, and then after about another month, I realized the cat was a girl because it wasn't fixed, and then all of a sudden went into heat, and I didn't understand what was going on at all. And if you've ever been around a cat in heat, it's
terrible.
It's absolutely terrible. And that was when I found out it was a cat, so a girl.
It was a cat.
I
didn't know what this thing was that was living in my house. But
yeah, and I found it was a girl, so then it became Cat Trisha Mahomes. So that was the naming thing on that. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know when we decided that. Yeah, I mean, and this is, I'm sure there's people now. The cat haters are out in mass right now, but we do the same thing for dogs.
oh yeah,
They do nothing but eat and drool and shed, and they're kind of cool. Yeah.
I will say, still better than children.
Yes. Oh, Christy Ross. Yeah, I agree. It might have been a strike against the cat because they didn't want it, but a much worse strike, much worse of a strike against the people who abandon it.
Yeah.
That's just lewd behavior, man. That's terrible.
Well, and just abandoning an unfixed cat on the poor person who came back.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, cool, I got a cat.
Yeah, I was very, yeah.
And then like 3 months later, it's like, why is it yowling all the time?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That being said, nothing's going to change. This living arrangement's not going to change at all. I'm keeping the cat.
It is paying rent now.
But yeah, I'm going to start docking its pay.
You just take one piece of kibble away at a time.
Yeah, we're going to be like, hey, times are tough around here.
Hey, I'm on a diet, Cat Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm on a diet. You're on a diet, Cat Mahomes. Sorry, hate to break.
No DoorDash for both of us.
You say that. I definitely DoorDash like a Walgreens, like the treats and stuff.
I definitely.
I'm not gonna. I was
like,
yeah,
I could see that coming.
Yeah, if her food's running low, I don't go buy it. I just
if Jeff is DoorDashing McDonald's, he's sure as hell not going to Walmart to go buy cat food.
Yeah, all right. Well, that was my random gripe. I'm like, I don't understand the pet culture in the sense that like we just let these animals come to our house and live completely free. Most animals can survive on their own unless you live around a roadway. I live around a roadway. I don't think the cat would make it very long outside. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I just think it's kind of a crap. I think most people, if you had a sibling, and you have siblings, I have siblings. If you had a sibling that was on hard times, you let them come live in your house. But after about a month, if they were just laying around doing absolutely nothing, but then waking you up at 6 o'clock in the morning saying, "Hey, I don't have breakfast." Hey, 7 o'clock at night. Hey, you didn't put lunch, you didn't put dinner out for me. Hey, I'm gonna sleep just randomly. Hey, when you're sleeping on the couch, I'm just gonna come lay on top of you, right on your face. I'm like, yeah, you kicked that sibling out after about 2 more days.
Seeing as most of my siblings are at least 200 pounds, if any of them came and laid on my face, I would be devastated.
Yeah, that would have been an immediate out.
Yeah.
Out. Now, get your stuff, go.
Especially if they were like a cat and just didn't shower.
Oh, man.
I'd be I would lose my mind.
Yeah. Oh, well, and then we don't even want to get into the aspect of if you had to go clean up your brother's litter box.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have Chris Cope on here, and we're going to talk. We're going to get serious on the Simmons Says show. I hope everybody's having a great day. Let's get started.
Get ready for the ultimate Cinco de Mayo celebration at Las Trojas Cantina, the home of the legendary Margarona. All-day drink and food specials, free T-shirts, and here's the twist. You could be our 300th or 500th guest and win a surprise giveaway. Gather your crew and head to Sparta Street for non-stop fiesta vibes. Cinco de Mayo at Las Trojas Cantina, May 5th. Don't miss it.
Douglas and Lanier, that's where I choose to be. Douglas and Lanier, that's the agency for me.
For rock-solid insurance coverage or sound financial planning for my family's future, Douglas and Lanier is where I choose to call home.
Call Douglas and Lanier, your local Erie agents, at 811 Faulkner Springs Road, McMinnville, at 931-474-0044. At Redmond's Carpet, they offer a wide range of flooring options to suit your needs. Whether you prefer the softness of carpet, the durability of hardwood, the versatility of tile, or the affordability of vinyl, we've got you covered. We also offer luxury in vinyl plank LVP for those who want the look of hardwood with added durability. Serving McMinnville since 1969, Redmond's Carpet, 2512 Old Nashville Highway. Call them at 931-668-4900 for your next flooring option. Redmond's Carpet.
Hi, this is Chris from Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison. In the market for a new truck? We have a huge inventory of new Ford F-150s and Super Duty trucks. Whether you need power for off-road adventures or reliability for work, we've got you covered. We offer great value and customer satisfaction that can't be beat. Our store is also the recipient of the 2023 Ford President's Award. It's no wonder folks say it's worth the drive to Highway 55. Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison or online at reddickbrownford.com.
Warehouse Discount Grocery, serving McMinnville and Warren County with the best meats, freshest produce, and the best prices on all your favorite groceries. Preferred Angus beef boneless ribeye steaks family pack, $11.99 a pound. Boneless pork chops family pack, $2.49 a pound. And Domino Sugar 4-pound bag, $2.99. Be sure to check out the full-service deli featuring meats from Charter Reserve. Open 7 days a week at 835 Smithville Highway. That's Warehouse Discount Groceries, or WDG.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Individually, I think they're going to have a
Hello, welcome back to the Simmons Says show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. If you heard that voice talking through the bumper music there, which was me, and it's also our guest, school board member Chris Cope, chairman of the board.
chairman of the board.
Yeah, I was gonna put that out there last night, and I was like, hey, I don't want to. I was like, let's not put too many titles on the guy here. I mean, he's got plenty of things going on, business owner, all kinds of things that he's got on there. In fact, we're repping the Chris Springs Fireworks.
We are, yes.
Hey,
I thought we should do a shameless plug on that.
Yeah, and thank you for the sponsorship. I know we'll be reading that one out tonight, too, on the Warren County Sports Story Show, 5 to 6 p.m., WBMC 97.7 FM. While we're at it, we might as well thank our Simmons Says sponsors. What do you think, Connor? Should we probably do that?
I mean, I like getting paid.
Well, Simmons Says is brought to you in part by Douglas & Lanier Agency, your hometown insurance expert specializing in commercial coverage for agriculture, contractors, and workers' comp. They protect businesses big and small. Trust a team that knows hard work. Smart coverage, straight talk. That's Douglas & Lanier, 474-0044, 811 Faulkner Springs Road. Chris,
hey,
welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
And I just will say, I told you when I walked in, as growing up, I had a cat, and her name was Cat. Boom. So it's all good. You can name your cat whatever you want to.
Yeah,
as long as you know it's a cat.
It's right. Exactly. don't think it's
like cat dog. You know, growing up, cat dog.
Yeah. Well, hey, I called you last night, or I messaged you last night. Mm-hmm. Does anybody call anybody anymore?
I call people just to annoy them.
You text them, or you find some way to message them.
Somebody calls you, you hit the ignore button. Hey, text me what you need.
Yeah. What did you want? Call me, or don't call me. Text me.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I got I had a voicemail last night from one of our owners because I was at a soccer game, and I was like, I'm busy, and then it just said, hey, just checking. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I was like, I don't know what just checking in means. So I was like, I'm not calling back.
I mean, unless they had some pertinent information, I feel like they would have left that in the voicemail.
The crazy thing is do you do this now too, that when it transcribes your voicemails, do you even listen to it, or do you just read the transcription? That's why I just read the transcription, and I'm like, just checking in. Okay, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm here.
I've had some good ones. That those transcriptions, I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, that person's mad." I'm not calling them back.
Yeah. Well, hey, we wanted to bring in Chris Cope today because you had a gauntlet that you had to go through yesterday.
Absolutely.
The TCAP's a big thing going on right now, and you stepped up. You did a simulated event. I'm sitting here looking at the Warren County schools. They're right up on there. You did a TCAP simulation. You and a lot of other community leaders. Were you smarter than a third grader?
Well, I actually was. I will say that. I just, on my way here, got an email from Sarah Cantrell that had my individual test score there. So this has
breaking
been
news.
Anticipation all night of what we scored on their test. Now, I don't see everybody else's, so I'm not sure if Chad and Scott are willing to come in here and give their scores.
They can get
but
the
there's
comment
access
section.
to them. And but yeah, I did get my score, and I will read it here.
Oh yeah, well,
results are in for the TCAP simulation, and you scored a 95.
95.
95.
That's passing. I think.
That is passing. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
very nice. Very nice. Mr. Cope here. Hey, I will encourage everybody here. Let's see who took this with you. I saw a full list here.
There were 12 of us. Maybe you got that list pulled
I got the list pulled up right here. I believe that was Warren County Executive, Warren County's County Executive Terry Bell, City of McMinnville Mayor Raul Chastain, Warren County Board of Education Chairman Chris Cope, who we have here, who just told us 95 on that. Warren County Board of Education Commissioner Tommy Colwell, McMinnville Warren County Chamber of Commerce President Melissa Mullins, Main Street Media owners Chad Graves and Scott McDonald, Warren First owner Kelly Walker Slaughter, WCPI host and Southern Standard contributor Bill Zeckman, and Warren County Schools Director Dr. Grant Swallows. And you were telling me in the break, was Dr. Swallows trying to mess with y'all a little bit from the back of the room or something?
Well, I don't know. Me and Scott and Chad were sitting up front, and after it was over with, we were talking about it, and he did say something about some pencils falling off the desk and some distractions. I didn't hear those things, but he was talking about that. So it was set up exactly like you would think a classroom. We were in one of the wings in the new boardroom, all closed in. There was no outside distractions, no windows. You had the proctors, you had Shay up front giving this, and Kathy Bryant was walking around watching us as we're taking our test. It was really intense, kind of. I mean, sitting there as adults and leaders, you don't realize that what our kids are going through during these couple of weeks of TCAP testing.
Yeah, well, Connor, you'll enjoy this. One of the quotes that was put in the press release was from our esteemed owner, Chad Grace, that says, I had a very hard time paying attention to the teacher when she was reading the passage. My mind kept wandering, and I saw that other people were finished before me, and it made me feel like I was behind. It was a much more difficult process than I had thought. Chad's mind wandering. That was the least surprising thing that I saw on that.
Whenever you started reading, I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
hey man, put us in focus.
I do think that he brings up a good point about that anxiety level that you get when you're in it, when you're like, oh wait, they got finished before. Am I behind here? What's going on? Do they know something I don't? What? And then you start thinking. I think about that as, we think about that as, I'm in my 30s. What would an 8-year-old,
7 or 8-year-old
think
sitting there taking this test
when you're just sweating bullets? And then also, by the way, you're taking it, and at the end of the day, you're going to go home and you're still going to be able to go do your. They're saying, hey, you don't pass this test, you're back here next year.
I think it was 40 questions. So you're looking at a kid at that age that, what do you got to get, 32 or so right, 33 right to get proficient?
Yeah.
So you don't have a whole lot of room for, and you say your whole year is based upon this one test, these 40 questions.
Wow.
And we done reading. We had a writing part of it. We had where she was reading us a story, and we didn't have the questions. We just had answers. So as she was asking us questions, we had to. That's where Chad told afterwards. I don't even remember her talking about that in the story.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a retired test. So it was one test that had been taken at some point in time over the past few years. Again, like I said, it was it gives you a different perspective of what our kids are really going through. And not only our kids, but our teachers. I have to shout out to our teachers, because here's the thing, their evaluations are partly based on these scores.
Yeah.
So when we talk about proficiency and these score numbers, and we're talking about, well, we're just keep testing after testing after testing, our officials tell us these are the things that our criteria are. So you say,
yep,
we have to keep testing for this test because so much emphasis put on this one single test.
Yep.
And I think it was key. It's what I said afterwards when we were in this group. I said, I hope that believe we're the only county in the state that's done this so far.
Yeah.
Sets an example. We plan on doing this every year and inviting more and more people in to do this, that we can set an example. Hey, you lawmakers, see, this is what we're dealing with. You take it.
Yeah.
You take this in this environment and the stress and anxiety that gives on me as a 47-year-old that's, like you said, when I get home, it didn't matter. I didn't even have to reveal my scores. It didn't matter if I failed. Nobody would know, So
you would know.
I would know.
No.
But, so I'm hoping that this will be just a spring for things that in the future that, hey, we can just make some serious change in the way our lawmakers and policymakers look at how our kids are being judged based on one test.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
go ahead,
helps, or like that TCAP, I think, induced a lot of testing anxiety in
absolutely
kids quite a bit. Because I remember getting stressed out about it. My twin brother, really stressed out about it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't think it's helping in the long run.
No, I mean, I think that anytime, I mean, the pressurized situation, and even though, I mean, like the AC, even when you get more to the high school level, and everybody, that basis of, hey, the ACT or the SAT is going to be so important on whether or not the A, you can get into college, B, what kind of money you can get when you get to college, stuff like that it puts a lot of pressure. Now that you got,
you should take it seriously, but it shouldn't be that much pressure.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about that, even with the ACT. For a senior, we had Lauren Slatton in here. I think was she making 37 or something like that?
Yeah, so the highest score you could possibly make plus one.
Plus one. Yeah, I mean she made a 34, but I mean even that time, if she wanted to keep doing that, she could keep doing it.
Yeah,
they're not. I don't. If I'm correct, third graders get one try at this.
Well, if they do not make proficiency, they do get a chance for a retake. But they won't know for a month afterwards. So it's like the last couple of days of school, you get a chance to retake it.
And then if you don't get a second time,
there's a gauntlet of things you can do. But then it goes to summer school, to tutoring, a lot of different things to make it where you're able to make it to the next level. Boils down to you pass it, you're in okay. Yeah,
you don't. And you're going to have a potentially long summer of trying to play catch up.
And you're always going to play catch up. And we understand that. Science says third grade is the key vital year of developing reading skills, English skills, these things. Yeah. So it is crucial.
I don't think that there's any question that in a lot of aspects that our school board, our teachers, I think everybody wants to know that the kids are grasping the things that they need to grasp to move on to the next level. It's just one of those things that we talk about, that proving that on one day. In one test on the basis of 40 questions doesn't always feel like the exact best way to evaluate whether or not they are proficiently ready enough to go to the next level.
And if your job and you said, all right, you've got one test and this is the only way you're going to be able to make another year at this job.
Yeah.
You don't get to pick the test. You don't get to pick how good you feel that day. If maybe you're sick, I'm sorry, you've got to take it this particular day. You don't get a lot of the variables. You don't get to, they're out of your control.
Yeah. I wonder what a test like that would look like for me.
I'll make one.
Okay, you'll make one. Oh, I will say I was gonna say when he was talking about expanding the reach of the people that they want to do this with year to year for business, I'm volunteering you next year.
Okay, that's the county degenerate.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Hey, we got to know what the degenerates in.
Hey, the degens have to take this test too.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Hey, when we come back, we're gonna be talking a lot more with Chris Cope about school board, about 5Ks, about a little bit of everything. But again, we want to thank our sponsor, Douglas and Lanier, over there on 811 Faulkner Springs Road, 474-0044. Trust a team that knows hard work, smart coverage, straight talk. That's Douglas and Lanier. We'll be back after the break.
We're in the laid back song. Nobody wants to get drunk and get loud. Everybody just wants to go back home.
Talk Radio, WBMC News is next.
Come on in and see how good it feels.
You'll always be treated right when you arrive at Ed Rogers Chevrolet with the new Chevrolet Am vehicles, plus a great selection of quality used vehicles. At Ed Rogers Chevrolet, there's also an outstanding service department, proud to be family-owned for over 50 years.
So come on in and see how good it feels.
Get that great feeling of saving money today at Ed Rogers Chevrolet in Sparta and EdRogersChevy.net.
In the Main Street Journal News, Zachary Allen Fetaplace, 26, is being held on a $50,000 bond after being charged with aggravated assault, custodial interference, and preventing a 911 call. Authorities say Fetaplace took a child and the child's mother following a dispute, injured the mother, and threatened to shoot his sister. A gun was later found in a vehicle he allegedly abandoned. He returned with the child in a different vehicle and was arraigned Tuesday. His next court appearance is set for May 13. In other news, Warren County High School JROTC cadet Marty Atkins has been awarded the JROTC Medal of Heroism. The award recognizes cadets who demonstrate acts of heroism involving personal risk or extraordinary responsibility. Atkins was honored for her courageous response to a recent fatal accident on Auburntown Road. For more, subscribe to the Main Street Journal at www.mainstreetjournal.llc. With the news, I'm Justin Reed.
If the thought of cleaning out the garage and bringing down last year's Christmas decorations from the attic has you stressed out wondering where you're going to put it all, fear not. The pros at McMinnville Moving and Storage have you covered. Our staff is ready to assist you by packing, shipping, and even storing your treasures. Imagine finally being able to park your car in your garage again. Get a jump on spring cleaning. Call McMinnville Moving and Storage at 931-473-2805 or get a free quote online at McMinnvilleMoving.com. McMinnville Moving and Storage, moving your memories to your future for more than 60 years.
Today, it's going to be mostly sunny skies with some early patchy fog. Scattered showers and a few storms could pop up here and there with a high near 79 and calm winds. Chance of rain today is 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a few late night showers or a rumble of thunder possible after 10 p.m. Low around 60 degrees. Chance of rain tonight is 30%. Fun fact, did you know lightning can be hotter than the sun? A boat can reach 30,000 Kelvin, while the sun's surface is only around 5,500 Kelvin. Keep shining. This is Tisha with your weather.
I've got a good one.
We got a theme of our bumper music today. Were you waiting?
It's all Hank Jr. today.
I was gonna say, were you waiting for me to figure that out, or were we going?
I mean, I figured you were going to get it, but
yeah, I was gonna say.
I've been waiting on Mark and those guys to. When are you going to sponsor Connor's Bump In Music? I mean, that would be the best sponsorship you guys could sell. Is who's sponsoring of Connor's music? That would be. I mean, that's a hot topic all the time around here.
Yeah, within. I mean, I will have you said? I mean, I think there's going to be a chance to sponsor Connor's music.
Yeah,
in the coming months. I think we. I don't
We're
know.
working on some dates.
You're working on some dates on that. Yeah, so I think there will be a chance there. Speaking of sponsors, Reddit Brown Ford, 5917 Manchester Highway. You're in the market for a vehicle? Make a short drive on 55 to Morrison to visit Reddit Brown, which has the largest selection of and best prices of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. You know, the customers are always coming first out at Reddit Brown Ford, and you can visit online at redditbrownford.com. We love it. Hey, vroom, vroom.
Yeah, vroom, vroom, man.
Vroom, vroom. We get Sullen. I just got to fill in Sullen's as Reddit Brown. We'll be doing that tonight, too, I'm sure.
I'm just going to clip that one day from the just have it my B-bar.
Just put that. Hey, you know how you did the "My Name Is Jeff"?
Oh yeah.
Song? Do the Sullen's "Vroom Vroom" in the middle of some song.
In Fast Car, Tracy Chapman.
There you go. Yeah, I like that. All right, we have school board chairman of the board with us, Chris Cope from District
5.
He just told me in the break, and I wanted to
makes up Centertown, Viola, Morrison districts.
Yep.
Districts 10 and 11 or 9 and 10 in your.
Mm-hmm. Local politics, local representatives have been very, very much a topic of discussion over the last week. And I don't want to put you into I don't want to rehash the County Powers Act or anything like that. But as a school board member, is there in some with seeing how much the community got involved in this topic? Is there some aspects as a school board member that you kind of sit there and say, hey, would love for everybody to get that passionate and that involved in when we have school board meetings and when we have policy, when we do some things?
Absolutely. And that was one of the main reasons that I decided to run for school board is that community. As a parent myself, that community involvement in our schools. I was always involved in schools anyways, but my main thing that I saw running this is there's such a great divide between what us as parents feel, what teachers feel, what maybe the administrators feel, and the students. I felt like I think we all were focused on the same goal. We were all shooting at the same target, but we were just coming from so many different angles that we thought we wanted to blame each other for what we saw as failures.
Yes.
And instead of all coming together and saying, okay, I see the side of where the teachers are coming from. And again, the importance of what we done yesterday. Now I see the side of what not only our students are facing, but what our teachers are dealing with in these testing situations. It's not easy for our teachers to proctor these tests either.
No.
It's not easy for our kids. But, and as us as parents, we have to realize these people are doing their jobs and they're doing the best they can. They spend more time with our kids than we do, probably quality time, 7 hours a day, especially that K through 5, 6
Yep.
They're spending 7 hours a day with our kids. We don't get that amount of time with our kids after school usually.
No.
So,
not by the time you're putting them in bed.
So it's easy for us to blame those for the shortcomings sometimes that we see, and it's not. There's not always a fault. There's not always a blame, but we have to see this communication work better. And I do saw that the community come together, a rally around certain causes, and I hope that we can do that around other things that's important in our schools. And I think one thing we did with our cell phone policy, we saw a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Not as much as I thought we would get, but we did see a lot. We did see some community support and coming together over it.
Yeah. And would that be one of the biggest things that you've seen since you were? I mean, you've been in. This is your third year.
Third year, yeah.
Third year. I mean, is that one of the biggest kind of, I guess, polarizing topics that y'all have had to have y'all implemented as a school board, or was there something bigger that
I think that
into?
Since I've been on the board, that's probably been our biggest issue or thing that we've tackled that's been out of the ordinary. That's something that's kind of drew a few headlines here and there. I mean, beforehand, I remember during the COVID was pretty big on the masking and all that.
Yep.
If we were all engaged in that, I wasn't on the board then, but moving forward, I think that's been our biggest.
And let's be honest, it seemed like after about a month or a month and a half after that was implemented, it kind of went away. Because everybody adjusts.
Yeah. And what we don't give our kids credit enough is the way they're able to adjust to environments.
Yeah.
You talk to high school kids now, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's no problem at all."
Yeah,
we love it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's Chris Sullins always has the same topic when we talk about sports and high schoolers and stuff like that. He's like, "Hey, ask the kids; they're smarter than you think."
Right? Absolutely. Yeah.
They'll figure it out. I promise you. Yeah. They'll figure it out some way. Now they might figure out some way to use their phones when they're not supposed to.
Well, we know. I'm sure that's happening too. But
also at the same time, they'll adjust. They'll figure it out, and things will keep moving forward. Can tell us when the school board meets and when people can kind of make their voices heard if they want to talk to their school board.
Usually, we'd have once a month meetings. Usually, it's the last Monday of the month. Mm-hmm. We will have one that's coming on the 28th of April. We're actually excited about this one. We're moving into our brand new boardroom, which is a whole lot bigger. Our old boardroom is not much bigger than this. So we've got a new boardroom that we're opening up. So this our first meeting will be Monday night.
Yep.
And those are all streamed live on 11 TV, Warren County Schools TV. Yeah.
Yep. And where is that? Is that over?
That is at the central office, on Morrison Street.
Yep.
So it's in the back of the
Paz Mahal that I've heard.
Yes.
I've heard it called a few times. Yeah. So again, in some like the things that you did to yesterday to kind of represent the school board. When you went in and were running for school board, what were some of the things that you thought, this is what I want to represent on the school board? Other than, like you said, that tie-in of...
I think just representing and showing the kids that those people are not just a title out there, that school board rep is someone... I go into schools a lot, and I speak in after-school programs about what the board does. We've done safety summits with Judge Moore, going into middle schools, every school, at least for the last 2 years, speaking on, importance of attendance, even, vaping, social media, all these things that just to be involved in those kids. And as a parent myself, I wanted them to put a face with it. Hey, I'm not only are you just a school board member, because I remember growing up, I didn't know my school board members. I never saw them in my school.
Couldn't tell you. That's a great point. I don't know who was on the school board when I was in school.
And how many people I asked just in this past week didn't know who their county commissioner was until this come up.
Yeah, and now that's kind of the same thing now as you would hope that, hey, you need to know who your school board member is.
There's decisions that we make, policies that we pass that affect your kids and our students in our county. So I wanted to put a face to that, and I thought yesterday, this was just probably a week, and probably didn't even know a week in advance when Dr. Swallows came up with this idea. Yeah. And he called me and said, "What do you think?" I was like, "Man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I hope next year we can build, and let's do it a little bit earlier, and let's get more, so, just putting that face out there, letting them know, hey, we've got your back. We're on your side.
Hey, Chris Cope is one of the masters of tying in some kind of things into fundraisings or something like that. Maybe we can tie like in a donation for every point, like for your score.
Oh,
that people make a donation, and I don't know. We'll figure out something. You think, is that something?
Hey, we're always up for raising some money for a good cause.
I was gonna say you made 95, man. I mean, if somebody gave a dollar for your score, they'd be donating $95 to a good cause.
That's
right
true.
Now. We can figure. We might be able to figure out
work
something
that out
else.
for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now now I don't know if I want to put Connor out there. I mean, we don't want to be giving up $20 to people.
Hey, I got this.
There you go. We got faith in you, Connor.
Yeah, you just put the straight 100.
I'll just have to take the test like how I study.
Yeah.
What? I've got enough koozies for that.
I tell you, I was really a little bit concerned about this, and afterwards, I was standing there with Raul Chastain, and he's like, "When do we get to take the math part?" And I was like, "That's what I'm on," because that was always a good subject for me growing up, and English was not. The ELA part was not my. And so we did only take the third grade ELA part of that, but I was like, bring on the math. I'm ready for that part. But
I got history all day.
Yeah,
okay.
That doesn't change.
I think today is the last day of testing for Warren County Schools, so I think maybe we're working on history. My daughter's talking about. I think today's their last day of it. So.
Okay, I was gonna say. All right, well, we're gonna take a break, but when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit about maybe running and athletics and how that ties in. Even though, with the school board, we want education first, the student and the student athletes. But hey, we want to thank Reddick Brown Ford again. Hey. The service manager, Jordan, out there, he will take care of you, and his team makes car care easy with complimentary pickup and delivery to get your car and truck service. Certified technicians that will do the job right. You can schedule service at reddickbrownford.com. We'll be right back with Chris Cope.
The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're only getting mugged if you go downtown.
At Pioneer Building Supply, we're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials for a small project, we've got you covered. From framing to finishing touches, we have the products and expertise to help you get the job done right. Stop by and see us today at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250, McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly, knowledgeable team is always ready to help you with whatever you need for your next project. For 50 years, Pioneer Building Supply has been the trusted name in construction materials. We've built our reputation on quality, service, and the commitment to your success. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Pioneer Building Supply, where good business makes good friends.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Are you tired of being judged? Well, we here at USA Gym are too. We come in all different shapes and sizes with a variety of goals and ideas. At USA Gym, we are 29,000 square feet with a huge variety of equipment in different rooms. Do your kids play ball, or do you just want to shoot some hoops? At USA Gym, we have basketball, soccer, volleyball, pickleball, golf, and a walking track indoors. And we're not done yet. Try out our functional HIIT training room, boxing, battle ropes, a place to push sleds, and more. We also offer childcare, so we'll watch your kids while you're worked out. Come check us out. 473-9355.
Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors Dale or Chris at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh made-to-order meal, or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020.
Oh, why won't this work? Don't lose your cool. Call Black's Heating and Air for a pre-season check-in service on your central air conditioning system. It can increase the life and dependability of your unit while reducing the chances of a very sticky situation. Unbelievable! Get that air conditioner checked now.
This is Benny Black.
And this is Seth Black with Black's Heating and Air.
Call today, 931-668-0785.
Benny's slogan at Black's Heating and Air is, once you've had black, you won't go back.
Mention this ad and you can get a discount.
WBMC and translator W249DQ McMinnville. WBMC.
So So far, he's not played I'm a dinosaur for our old age, taking these tests.
I actually don't have it in the system.
Oh, you don't have a dinosaur?
No, I would have played dinosaur in a heartbeat.
You know, it's actually funny. And again, this is the Simmons Says Show, WBMC 97.7 FM. I'm here with school board chairman of the board, Chris Cope. I teased that I was going to write a column, and I'm still going to write the column about the girls softball team versus the boys baseball team. Who has the best walk-up songs? Did you know that one of the girls on the softball team has Dinosaur as their walk-up song?
Are you serious?
Yes. Blew me away.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
It's great. I'm pretty sure I had to. I actually have it on my notes, but if off the top of my head, I think it's a freshman. I think it's Cadence Weiser that has Dinosaur as her walk-up song. So hey, they're out there, man.
How far into that song do they go? Because it's a really funny song to play now.
Dinosaur.
Okay.
They get Dinosaur, and it's off.
Okay, I was about to say.
And it was Cadence Weiser too. Yeah. So hey, man, you never know the taste in music.
Did we ever decide what your walk-up song would have been?
I've always said the same. I haven't changed it. It'd be All the Lights by Kanye.
All the Lights. That's it.
Yeah. That's always one of my. What Dad was Copperhead Road.
Yeah, that's why I keep that in the system.
That I was going to say. All right. Well, hey, speaking of good taste, the cafe at Tree City on 809 Sparta Street. You need a refreshing brew, a bold espresso, maybe something on the go. The cafe at Tree City has you covered. You can order ahead for quick pickup or curbside delivery with the Local by Toast app. Just download it and search for the cafe at Tree City, which is open 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. That's the cafe. I'm going to be there next Monday, April the 28th. Y'all have a school board meeting. I have a live remote from the cafe that morning. So from 9 to 10 a.m., I'll be over at the cafe at Tree City doing the Simmons Says program.
So if you want to go see Simmons Says live,
yeah, and maybe
have a refreshing brew.
And have
sorry, I should say coffee brew.
Yeah. Oh, it says refreshing brew, and even in the read.
But with me saying it sounds
for some reason when he said it sounded different.
Are you expecting people like at the Today Show with signs up in the back saying shout outs and stuff?
I'm expecting people there. I don't know if I'm expecting them to have to be a warm welcome. I could see like people throwing tomatoes at me or something. I don't know.
You didn't feature my kid in one of your stories.
Hey, that's been I got 15 years of bad blood on the featuring people in stories. Speaking of, hey, I write sports. You got the Centertown shirt on. Once a warrior, always a warrior. Yes. We were talking during the break about county basketball and just separating yourself from being the school board member, who I think, like we said right before the break, y'all, it's a lot more about the student than the student athlete. But y'all make decisions.
Oh yeah.
In some aspects that affect that. County sports, and now this flag football that's happening right now. How excited would you be as a school board member and also just as a fan of community of a county school if we had some flag football at all these schools?
I think the excitement around this flag football is awesome. I mean, I went to the first game and I'll keep up with it, watch it, and I see the excitement on the girls and just. Oh, and I do. I hope that does get to expand into our county schools.
Yeah.
We talk about usually county basketball's big. We don't emphasize on softball like we used 2 years ago. But the traditions in county basketball are something that's just, if you're not from one of those communities, it's hard to explain. So it's hard to explain for someone that went to town schools, as we used to say, growing up at Centertown.
Yeah.
That or if you're at Irvin College or if you're at Dibble or East, these schools that just have this ingrained community feel of around county basketball, and you can feel it in the gymnasiums.
Oh, I don't disagree. I would say that we were talking about it. I even said that I've kind of been on like a tidal wave of my feelings about county basketball over 15 years, and I think that I finally just over the last probably 2 years have kind of hit back into. Hey, let's let the counties do what they do for basketball. Let's start trying to push, though. Let's go play other than just your local teams. And I think that some of those teams have really taken that challenge and said, hey, Centertown, we are going to go out and we're going to go play Woodbury, or we'll go play Oakland or some of these schools, and Eastside's going to go play. Because it's not that hard to say, hey, right where you're at, just go 15 more miles up the road.
Yeah, we're not that far from Murfreesboro that we can. Yeah. But it's just like Coach Sullivan said, if you want to be better, you got to play better competition.
Yep.
If we want any program, doesn't matter if it's a feeder program or elementary or middle school programs, the better competition they play, the better those kids will be.
Yep, and I think it would be the same way for football too. I mean, just getting them competing, and then see if we can step up and move up to competition as we go. Sullins brought up last week on the show about even starting this as like a co-ed at the those county schools. I think that would be a great idea.
I think it
too.
would be fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, Coach Eric Ballou, who was on the show yesterday, said, "Quick question for Mr. Cope: what's your favorite Panini football product to open?" Is there we miss an inside joke here?
Well, yeah, no. we would enjoy some opening ball cards and stuff. It's kind of been a new hobby that I've come up with, and so I mean, especially with Coach Lippy, we talk a lot. They come out and we talk about ball cards and stuff. But I'm not a huge Panini fan, Coach Lippy, to be honest with you. I'm more of a baseball guy, so I like the Topps products in baseball. I'll be interested to see what happens when Topps takes over all this. So.
Well, you would find this interesting because you got the what was it, Heart Corner cards?
Yeah, card shop.
Heart Corner cards. Yeah, Brent Carden, the house that I live in on Faulkner Springs Road, that was Brent Carden's childhood home.
Really?
And he talked about it all the time. And he said, "Yeah, I think I have some ball cards up in the attic at some point." Well, he came over and did the podcast when I used to do it at my house. And I told him, I said, "Dude, I was like, I've lived here for 5 years. I don't trust." It was one of those like pull down with the wooden steps that starts bending the moment that it hits the ground. And I'm like, man, I'm a big guy, dude. I'm not going up those old wood steps. Well, he went up there, and I think he found some cards or something.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He probably has them at some point. I don't know where he went with us. He might have some old ball cards to trade with you.
Right, and it's just one of those things that just brings back so many childhood memories. And I will ask Coach Blue's question. Probably the absolute I like a little bit better than the especially the new Prism. I'm not a fan about the new Panini Prism, but anyways, but those, it just brings back childhood memories to me of opening up those junk wax era, that late 80s and early 90s cards, and just feeling that,
I think the one that hurt me the most when I was a kid was I don't know if it was an 89 or a 90. I had an 89 or a 90 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card Topps.
Yeah.
And I left it outside, and it got rained on.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, man, if I had that still,
yeah,
I might be able to afford like a new vehicle or something. It's It's kind of crazy.
It really is.
Some of those cards are ridiculously.
They really are. Yeah. But you start seeing a lot of now generations, a lot of younger kids that get and their dads are getting back into it. It's like, oh yeah, that's fun stuff.
Well, the pitcher for the Pirates, that one, the Skeens, when they pulled the one of one card, and they offered him like season tickets.
Unreal what the kid was
the kid
offered.
said, "No, I'm good. I'm taking it to auction."
But like everything else, this hobby is all about money now. So it makes it hard for kids to, when you could go to the store, when I was a kid, you could go to any store and pick up 50-cent pack of baseball cards, get the gum out, eat it, and just, have fun with it.
Yeah, that gum was terrible, but we all loved it anyway.
Yeah, it does matter,
yeah, well, hey, for one hobby that isn't about money, but one that you're very passionate about, what do I mean to do? What do I got to do to run? What do I mean to do? Because we've already backed it up. I'm going to be doing the Stars and Stripes 5K because I'm going to be out of town for the Tunnels to Towers. But what do I need to do to get this ready to go?
Patience. Now, you gotta start off slow, as everyone's probably told you. But you have to be committed to it. Just every day, even if it's just a walk, even if it's just a little walk. Get your body acclimated to that, and then as you can pick up a little bit, run a little bit, and then listen to your body. Yep. When I started, like 2017, when I first started running, I was just go all out, and then I'd end up hurt, and and then for a month I couldn't walk because my knee would be swollen up, and it's that having you got to pull back and say, all right, just a little at a time, and build up as we go.
I like it. When's the next one you'll be competing in?
Saturday. The Sprint for Specials right out here, 10K.
Yeah. Awesome.
There's a 10K and a 5K. So if you've not signed up for that, hey, jump on real quick. I mean, it's a great cause. So it's, and I think this is the third or fourth year they've had it. Yep. This is the first year I think they're offering a 5K. So 5K and a 10K.
There you go, Jeff.
It starts out at USA Gym, circles around there. It's you don't realize when I first started in running, Warren County didn't have. There's probably 5 people that was runners, and then since Monica's come aboard, and then we start seeing other races. Now I ran Cumberland Caverns last week, We're going to run sprint for specials this week. Viola's coming up in a couple of weeks. I mean, all right here in Warren County, just running local races that are all supporting good causes. And
yeah, that's awesome. And again, we've had Joey on talking about the tunnels and towers, and we'll also have the downtown 5K on July 4th. Chris, thanks so much for coming in, talking to us a little bit. Hey, congratulations on the 95. We'll figure out a way to get that sponsored and somehow a fundraiser next year. We also want to thank the Cafe at Tree City. A reminder: next Monday, April the 28th, I will be live for the Simmons Says show at the Cafe at Tree City over there on 809 Sparta Street. We will be back with the Simmons Says program tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on WBMC 97.7 FM.
I was one of the chosen few to be born in Alabama. I'm just like my daddy's son. I'm proud of who I am. I went through a lot of good women and shook old Jim Beam's hand. If I never see the pearly gates, I will walk through the promised land. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie,